y'all, welcome back to the channel, guys. See how dirty these windows are? It's like so nice outside today, but I came through a bunch of snow last Thursday and Friday, and I haven't got the truck washed yet. So we're starting out Monday. We are in Mountain Jackson, Virginia right now. We're at the Sheets. Sheets fuel is a $3.99 pump price. I think there's a little bit of a discount through RTS. This sun is brutal. Yeah, it's $3.92 with RTS card. So just waiting here in line to kind of, because this must be the popular place with fuel being this cheap. We're on our way to Texas. We are headed to Fort Stockton, Texas. Never been there before, never been this far before into Texas. I've never been that far west in Texas, so it's gonna be an adventure. We get through Dallas, which, you know, up into Dallas, I'm familiar with. I've been there before. And then before, I would always just go south to like Austin, or end up in San Antonio one time. I've come out of Houston before, but I've never been that far west in Texas, so should be cool. I'm hauling power substation stuff like I usually do when I bring out the flatbed. It's either truck beds or power substation stuff. So it's a small load. It's only 4,400 pounds, about 18 foot long, but it's pretty rushed. So we're gonna get it down there, and we're gonna get it down there quickly and find us something for a reload. Sometime Wednesday, I would assume we'd be empty to get reloaded. So instead of blabbering, I'm going to shut the camera off, pay attention to the next person that pulls up here, because I got about 3 pumps that are an option for me to pull into because nobody else is behind me, or beside me. So we'll do that. Hopefully the terminals out here work, so I don't have to run all the way inside and use my fuel card. Because these Sheets terminals sometimes are really good, or sometimes aren't the best at all. Well, not only is the sun beaming in our eyes, we are dead stopped. Somewhere around mile marker 211, the signboards over the interstate kept flashing and saying all lanes blocked. Use alternate route, kept checking Waze. Waze wasn't updating, and then we run into this. So hopefully it's something that get cleaned up soon, or we can hit the next exit and find a way around. But the good news is there's people getting on the interstate, so I'm guessing maybe they starting to clear it up, or actually this truck's starting to move now, so we might be good. Hopefully. Kingsport, Tennessee. Gotta get some fuel here. 350 or 457 is what the pump says. But we should be getting pretty good fuel mileage. I'm gonna see what we're getting after I fill this up. The auxiliary tank was empty, but the main tank still had like 3/4 of a tank in, so we just busted out, like, don't leave drinks in your fridge. If you have a fridge in your truck, let it freeze. Just hit like 300 miles, and I feel like we're getting good fuel mileage. So I'm gonna get back here and check all the straps, and then I'll check in and let you guys know what we got for fuel mileage. I got a new camera set up. Not really new, but I'm using one of my old phones, and got a tripod set up for it, so I can get just some easier, quicker, and better looking videos for you guys. But was gonna get a truck wash, but apparently it's snowing and icing in Texas. So I also packed all my food for this trip. Let's see what we got for fuel mileage here. I use the app. Oh, you can't even see me. I use the app Fuely. Everybody always asks. Fuel, add LY on the end. It'll come up, use the free version. It's does just the job. It's all backed up online too, so you like you delete it off your phone with your account, you can still see it online, so you never lose your data like I did with Google Sheets. 409, we use 34, 948. Got 9.2 miles to gallon on that last stint of 321 miles. Probably to the fact that I'm running 70, 72 miles an hour because we're light and we're making good time. So I'd be interested to see if I slowed it down to like 65, if that would change. But this is rushed and it's paying to be rushed. So we're gonna safely do the speed limit, but if the speed limit's 70, we're gonna do 70. So I'm gonna make my dinner here. Probably like buffalo chicken and cheese wrap, and get back on the highway. All right, well, we're in Crossville, Tennessee right now. This little rest area. Just doing a quick load check. Get out and stretch. We got 120 miles till Nashville. We're gonna shut it down either before or after Nashville. Got a couple extra spare tires with us on this trip. These son of a guns, these 17.5s with those heavy metal wheels, they are like a bear to lift. So I have another one up top there, but I didn't feel like lifting them. I had the deck space, so just hopping out to do a little load check here. To believe it or not, that's 4,000 pounds. So I think there's 7 metal pieces in total. Got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I think that piece across there might be what they consider 7. But all the dunnage they put underneath these as you bounce going down the road, you know, they're 2x4s or 4x4s all the way across on these. Like on this one right here, they don't go all the way across. They're just to support, it was just to support this one here. And see how this moving around. So I got a big sledgehammer in the truck, come back here and just knock them back into place. Just as you bounce, go down the road, like you can't get the straps any tighter. The only way to really get these things tighter would be to have like the sliding winches and have like a winch bar. But we're just checking. I'm gonna get my hammer out now, knock those back into place and continue down the road. Well, not much parking left here for the night, so it kind of squeezed in this awkward spot that people were making. I can come back a little more on my nose back in there, or nudge back in there a little bit and call it a night. Alrighty, well, we're starting this morning out in Gordonsville, Tennessee. Stopped here last night at the Pilot, snuck into a little spot as you guys saw. Got some good rest. Now we continue south. Today may be a little interesting if you guys haven't been following along. Texas got some pretty good ice. And some snow, and of course if it's icing and snowing in Texas, they don't have the equipment to take care of the roads and everything's a mess. Well, it's kind of sprinkling here. Truck says 36 degrees. When I was just standing in there getting a drink and getting ready to go, and like 4 or 5 guys from the sheriff's department, the local sheriff's department here, and EMTs were all standing there getting coffee. And I overheard them talking about plow trucks and salt trucks, and they said they're already out on the road here this morning. Dang, that truck's dirty. They're already out on the road here this morning, so he said the roads are fine here, which I would assume they would be. It's not really doing anything yet, but they just don't get the weather like we do, so they're never really prepared or have the amount of equipment that, you know, we have up in Maryland and Pennsylvania. So, or like when I was going through North Dakota and Montana 2 weeks ago. They've got some serious equipment. So let's get on the road here and see how many miles we can knock out. It is so crazy how you get down here to the south where they're not used to getting snow and ice, and it's like people just don't know how to drive. And all their telephone and power lines fall down, the trees fall down, and get a little bit of ice on them. We've moved probably half a mile in the last hour. And as we keep moving forward, I see more people in the ditch. I came through Memphis, and I guess they had weather there yesterday in Memphis too. And this one stretch of highway, there was like 15 cars wrecked, like just on the shoulder and like up against the Jersey wall in the middle. Like they hadn't just come and got them yet. Like no tow truck company, no nothing. It's like 15 of them. I was gonna try to see what was going on up here. That's why I turned the camera on, but I guess we're gonna. I don't know if they're trying to clear the highway or what's going on here. But it looks like about a mile or two up, it's clear from there. Man, I'm really hoping this isn't all traffic was stopped for so long. Honestly, it just looks like a car in a ditch. Well, a little quick update is, doesn't look like we're gonna avoid all the weather today. Texas is getting hammered with snow and ice. Mostly ice, but if you look at the radar, there's some bands of snow. So when I come through, I'll probably meet the ice somewhere around Little Rock. I'm hoping the cluster of precipitation maybe breaks up a little bit, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep checking. Traffic cams and see what's going on. But every truck that's passing me headed eastbound while I'm headed west, the front of them are all pretty caked in ice. So we've got a little bit starting on our mirrors. On the back side of the mirror is kind of one way I judge if it's icy outside. But I guess it's could get interesting today. I called on a return load out of Dallas, but they have it on hold because of the weather. And I'm like, well, I could pick it up tomorrow. If you're gonna hold today, like that'll give you the business some hours to get things cleaned up, and the storm will be moved out by then. So I was supposed to call her back in like 10 minutes. She was trying to get a hold of the customer, so we'll see. It's a pretty good paying load for only like it's only like 1,500 pounds. It's like some walk behind mowers and coming back to Virginia. That'll be a nice little piece to put on the front, and then we can still have plenty of room to put on the back of the trailer. Now, this is the stuff that makes me nervous. We're in the ice, things start to slow down, making sure people behind me are paying attention. I wouldn't have pulled the camera out if we weren't already stopped, but I saw this guy from about, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile back. I already had his four-ways on because I had mine on. So I knew he was paying attention. Everybody was coming to a slowdown. We are in, where are we? Shearville, Arkansas. There's a salt truck there. But I saw on Facebook that it was dead stop traffic here. Waze wasn't picking it up. Google Maps wasn't picking it up, so not quite sure what's going on, but we'll see. The weather's coming. It's coming right for us. It's in like Little Rock right now. So I'm hoping to see how far I could get if I had to shut it down in the middle of the day and then take off later. Hopefully we can push through. So we've been in traffic for 35 minutes and haven't moved at all. So I'm sitting here on the board looking for loads. I'd be pretty stressed, to say the least, if I wasn't getting such a good rate on this. If I was relying on something to come back to like make it a week, but pretty much made it a week without, if I came back all the way empty, which I'm not doing. But I just missed out on one on the load board, which is why it's nice to have a dispatcher sometimes. Oh, are we moving? I just missed out on a really good paying load that would have taken me right back towards the house, but I'm hopping off here. I think we're finally moving forward. It said an hour and 18 minutes once I got on Google and refreshed. It said an hour and 18-minute backup, so hopefully we're not just moving like 20 feet forward and then stopping again. Because honestly, I would have just gotten off the highway and like taken a nap or something while this cleared like everybody else was doing. But I had just missed the previous exit. Oh. We'll see how far we get up here. I see him stopping already. I missed out on a load coming out of like Dallas area going back to Leesburg, Virginia, which was a real small partial, but they were paying like full truck rate load, like full truck load rate for like I think it was like 3,000 pounds, 10 foot or something like that. Would have been nice to pick up, but I just missed out on it. I called, refreshed the load board, and it was already gone. Well, back to what I was saying. We only moved about 50 yards. I guess that's progress. What I was saying was sometimes that's why having a dispatcher is helpful, because you know, while you're driving they can be looking for loads. And that one went quick though, so not guaranteed that if I had a dispatcher that it would have been my load, because I called again, same company, on a different one. It was a little different specs, and I called 3-4 times, couldn't get through to anybody, so I was assuming it was gone. Reloaded the load board, already gone. So it is what it is. Sitting still, dead stop traffic. You can see the ice out there, but eastbound's moving pretty good, just not westbound. So we'll see what happens here. Well, the weather finally caught up to us. Or I say caught up to us, we're driving straight into it. Crawling along here about 5 miles an hour. We've been doing this for quite a long time. I think at this point I am going to just find a place, whether it be a truck stop or a Walmart or maybe even just a restaurant that has parking. Got enough fuel to idle for a little bit, but I've got like 7/8 of a tank in the main tank, so we've got plenty of fuel for a while. But I want to get to somewhere where I can just pull over, let this pass, and so I don't get stuck and dead stop in between two exits when I would want to just, you know, lay down and rest, and I'd be sitting in the middle of the highway. Well, we pulled over. I'll wait this out. It's just like a sleety, slushy mess. You can see it coming down, bouncing off. I don't know if you can tell, but like the trees and everything are getting heavy, sagging. Make our way back to the trailer here. Picking up some slush off the highway. Found this speedway here. I didn't want to get stuck on the highway, so I went ahead and pulled over here. I'm gonna wait out a little bit here and see what happens. We also parked downhill so we can't get stuck. So as I was filming that last little bit outside the truck, that driver that was standing there, he stopped me to tell me that this speedway here actually has no overnight parking. Which I was like, well, I'm not staying overnight, but that kind of sucks just due to the situation. He says, yeah, I'm out of hours, and this is as far as I could make it. And he said he went in and talked to the lady that they usually tow trucks out of here at night. But due to the weather, she said as long as the parking lot's clean, they're going to come out and look around everybody's truck to make sure people aren't throwing stuff on the ground. And then everybody's going to be okay. I mean, there's probably only 8 or so spots here. I'm just tucked in this corner spot that I don't think a semi would have been really able to get in. You can see they're like people run up over the curb and all into the mud here, but with my length I was able to get in here. I'm just gonna wait it out. It's I don't know if you can hear it, it's sleeting really good. It's probably gonna be like a 2 hour or so event, and then hopefully we can get on the road after that, depending on if I saw Arkansas DOT out there salting and brining the road, but they just don't have the equipment like we do up north.